What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. And if you're new, welcome. We're going to do a little get ready with me and chit chat. Now, I've already done my foundation and concealer. I used the CoverGirl Olay Simply Ageless and Soft Honey. And the Maybelline Eraser. And that's in 160. And the LYS Contour in Motivate Light. So there's that. Alright, so I'm just getting ready for like an everyday going out to the bank, doing some banking and other stuff that I need to get done for the week, pay some bills, so on and so forth. So we're going to use the ColourPop Harry Potter palette, the Back to Hogwarts, and let's get started. Let me get my brushes over here. I have a little quick change. I should have done that before I put the camera on. Today is a day that I'm going to wash all my brushes. Alright, so let's see. I think the colors I'm going to use is Great Hall, which is this brown, Enchanted Keys, which is this lighter brown, and Whispering Willow. And then since I have green on, I think I'm going to go into this Hungarian Horntail right here. And maybe a little bit of Gillyweed. If I change any of that up, I will let you know. Yeah, I might go with this one first as to I don't know, that's kind of cool toned. Yeah, that's the one I'm going to go in with. I'm going to go in with Marauder's Mop first. So I have something to blend into. Let me set this. I don't know if that'll set there. I'll just set it on my lap. Alright, so Marauder's Mop. There's a little bit of kickback, but isn't that kind of normal? I'm going to take that pretty high, because I do have hooded eyes, so I really need to get my eyebrows done. Just haven't had the time. It's almost my skin tone. If you're noticing that you don't see anything, because it is, it's actually almost my skin tone. Okay, so I'm going to go in with a little bit of a smaller brush. I'm going to go into Whomping Willow, which is that color right there. And I think I'm going to have that in, like, in the inner and up into the crease. So whatever I said in the beginning is rapidly changing. Looks pretty though. Still in Whomping Willow. Right after I get done poking myself in the eye. I blend as I go most of the time. I know a lot of makeup artists don't do that. I'm not a makeup artist. I'm just a grandma that loves makeup. Alright, so that's that so far. How's everybody been doing? I haven't talked to you guys since before Halloween. We had a great Halloween. We do the Halloween tea, and we honor our ancestors. And my mother talked about her grandparents, which she calls Oma and Opa, which would be my great-grandparents. And I learned some stories that I didn't know about my great-grandparents. Oh, I forgot to tell you what I did. I went into Great Hall, this dark brown there. So, my great-grandfather, Opa, is what they called him, and Oma, my great-grandmother, they lived in East Berlin during World War II, which, as you can imagine, things were not good. And they, including my grandmother, but my great-grandparents, they starved during the war, which created Opa, my great-grandpa, to be very weird about food after the war. And my mom, because my mom was born in Germany, said that her and Oma and Opa would go downtown to get lunch meat and bread to the bakery and that. And my Oma was a seamstress. And she made ball gowns for the elite. And they would separate because Opa would embarrass her. Because he would go to the lunch meat place and get the first go round would be like a pound for him to stand there and eat while he was picking out the rest of the lunch meat. And then when they went to the bakery, instead of they make bread in these big wheels. And instead of, getting the wheel cut, like taking a smaller piece, or he would take the whole wheel. Because he was so afraid that they would have do without. Which, after the war, and he became extremely, not extremely, like to the point, of needing some kind of therapy or whatever. I'm going back into Whomping Willow, just so I can blend that a little bit. Not to the point of needing an intervention, but he did become overweight over it because he became a food hoarder. And now I'm going into that original color, and I'm going to go and blend some more. Yeah, he became a food hoarder, which is kind of sad. But that was a story that I thought was very interesting. What I do is I keep a book of our Halloween Samhain teas. And we had pumpkin spice tea. I think I need to go back in the side's a little bit darker than that one. I'm going back into Great Hall. He passed that food hoarding on to my grandmother, who in turn passed it on to my mother, because my mom is like that. My mom will panic if she gets everything doubled. Or like if she orders soup, on her food order, it's 4 cans, like a 4-pack of soup. And when it gets to half, it's already on the list, and she already has to start replacing it. She starts panicking a little bit about, not having food. Alright, so what do you guys think so far? Okay, now I think I'm going to go into that darker green. It kind of matches see my beautiful necklace? Beautiful. HC Silver and Stone. Etsy. Anyway, I'm going into Hungarian Horntail. I'm doing it with my finger. So anyway, like, Oma would get real embarrassed because of the way he acted like that. Anyway, getting back to my mom being a food hoarder too, which, history repeats itself. I wouldn't say I'm a food hoarder, but like when shit went down with the pandemic and that, when I wasn't sure what I don't know what I think about this. When I wasn't sure how things were going to play out, like the rest of us, I did, I did the thing. I stocked up on food, like stuff like rice and all that. I'm in Whomping Willow to store just in case. Now, I did not be one of those people that went out and went crazy and the whole toilet paper thing. We already, because, I live in a state where we can have horrible winters. Alright, so that's it so far. I'm not going real crazy because I want to go to the bank. Anyway, so we always stock up. I'm going to go into Great Hall and I'm going to take that under the eye. We always stock up for the winter. And then before I moved here, I lived in Florida, so I was already used to like doing the hurricane closet, like hurricane season. Before hurricane season starts, like in the month of August and July, I'm going into Great Hall, stocking my hurricane closet, which to me just makes sense to do it ahead of time, not wait until there's a storm on the way, So, we already had a shit ton of toilet paper, literally, and paper towels. and things like that, you know, stocked up just for the winter. Alright, so I went under the eye with that great haul. Let's see, what kind of eyeliner do I want? Might go with green. What do you guys think? I'm gonna go with green. This is NYX NYX eyeliner stick in something teal. I don't know if I want teal. Let me look in here. So anyway, you know, it's funny how, like, generations, like hearing these stories, and my husband told some stories about his grandparents, and my husband was born in Germany as well. So his father was in the service and stationed there. I might go with this Jeffree Star one. It's called Resting Rich Face. It's kind of a greenish brown. I think that'll go nice. Like, this is the color it's showing. So it's funny how things, like, down through history, like my mom, if it wasn't for my mom being a food hoarder, and not too extreme, like, don't get me wrong, it's not extreme, but it could be if I let her do it. But that caused me to be very aware of my environment. And like I said, when I lived in Florida, July and August was the time to stock the hurricane closet with canned goods and easy, you know, toilet paper, paper towels, pads for the girls, and tampons and stuff you just don't think about. And then like canned or bottled like water, like fizzy water. I forget what they call it, seltzer water. Because I mean, you can even make a pack of Kool-Aid with that, you know, if needed, like sugar, flour, stuff that you can cook on the grill. I learned how to bake a cake on a grill, being without electricity for 21 days during Wilma. So there's that. So I get it. But it's funny to hear it, like how Opa was like, they, after the war, they had dedicated a whole room to food storage. You know, like they had their normal, they lived in Germany, a little house in Germany, little garden out front. I'm using Elf, Lash It Loud. Little garden out front, and normal pantry, normal kitchen cupboards. But he, you know, they rearranged the house, and then a whole room became devoted to canned goods, which they canned, you know, jars. They had a beautiful garden. They had one of them typical, well, I don't know if it's typical because I'm not from there, but what you imagine, like Germany with the, it's kind of like the White House with the dark trim, and they had the little picket fence out front. And Oma and Opa grew a garden. Anything they grew in their garden, they canned. And then during season, like during the summer season, he would even buy vegetables at the local, you know, shop, market. And they would can those. Like he always bought double of everything. Can one for later. And it's kind of sad in a way that even though food was abundant, then life was getting back to normal after the war, that he still felt the need to hoard to that extreme and take those extreme measures, you know? And as I was saying, my husband shared some stories about his family, and it seems like that war really did it to people, because his grandparents were, great grandparents were the same way. Now, Matt's not a food hoarder at all. Well, I can't say that. He's like the guy that stocks the freezer. You know what I mean? Now, I'm not going to use the Jeffree Star blush because it's insane. I love it. Don't get me wrong. But if you just want to be like going out to the bank or whatever, I mean, I got to work with it more. I mean, it's like less than a dot. And it blends beautifully, but I mean, it's intense. Very intense. I'm going to go with, I haven't used these, BH Cosmetics Vanilla Beach Truffle 4-color blush palette. And I think I'm going to go with this pinker shade, even though probably should go with the one that's a little bit. Okay, maybe I won't. Oh, there we go. I don't want real crazy blush. It's not really showing up on the camera like it is. Let's see if I turn these lights down. Sorry, this is up to 22 minutes. Sometimes I just like to talk. See if I turn the lights down, see? So that's what that looks like in more normal light. Okay, so what are we doing for lips? What do you think? My lips are really dry, so I'm going to go in with Pear. This is that ColourPop Animal Crossing. Lip crayon. Just a neutral. Looks like that. Okay, so I think this is done. And I'm going to wear my hair down today. And I think I'm out of setting spray, but I'll use this Magic Mushroom, Magic Star. This is a serum, but it does seem to set everything into place. So, there's the eye look. I think it looks alright. And I think with the hair down looks okay. My brand new necklace that I love so much. Alright, so this was my Get Ready With Me using the Harry Potter ColourPop palette. And I hope you have a blessed and magical day. Remember, don't let anyone tame your spirit. Bye.